Alright, so now let's begin.
The Empire of Japan. After opening its doors, a push for cultural transformation brought great waves of Western influence to this far eastern island nation. The revolution washed over the land, making life in the capital exciting and unsettling. It was a period of great change, and summer was swept away by the tide. But for one man, the turbulence of that era was just the beginning of an extraordinary story.
Oh boy. The Adventure of the Great Departure. Okay. So if anyone's new, Ace Attorney is actually one of my favorite game series, so I've been looking forward to this game's release. And 22 November, 8:43 a.m., Supreme Court of Judicature, Defendants Antechamber 5. Still can't believe it. I can't believe this is happening. How can it be that just beyond the doors to this quiet little chamber is the highest court in Japan, waiting to decide my fate? Ah, that guard. He's really been in a courtroom with one guard standing over the door. What? No, nothing. Savior glares, murderer. Sorry. My name is Rinosuke Naruhodo. I'm a second-year student at the Imperial Yume University. 3 days ago, I somehow found myself in the middle of a horrifying incident, and now here I am, awaiting my trial. That's enough. I'm obliged to listen to your abuse, officer. And who are you? This man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today. Lawyer? Yes. Until the judge has given his verdict on the case, no one has the right to treat him as a criminal. So you will hold your tongue. Technicalities, look at you. You haven't even graduated yet. And yet I still know better than you how a court officer should behave. The ventilation in this place must be great if his headband just swaying in the wind. Regardless which way he's facing. Oh yes, of course, sorry. What are you apologizing to me for? Oh, no. I suppose that wasn't my fault. But really, Kazuma, I never meant to drag you into this. I'm sorry. There you go again, apologizing. Just like always. I want to say you've been all over the newspapers these past few days. Yuma University professor murdered in cold blood by student. But obviously, you didn't actually do it, did you? Of course not. You have to believe me, I didn't do it. Could never murder someone. Oh, I've heard that so many times in Ace Attorney. Also, welcome Sucringels and Zoo Fights. And there's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up, hold your head high. You mean, I believe you. I know you're innocent, Rinosuke. Kazuma Asogi, my best friend, also a second year at Yume University. More clever than I am, a star student in fact. You seem a qualified lawyer, impressive considering he's still an undergraduate. It's not that impressive. The very concept of lawyer is only a few years old, here in Japan anyway. My qualifications don't mean much yet. He said exactly the same thing 3 days ago. But I'm proud to have you as a friend, Kazuma, truly. 3 days ago. Yes, that's when all this started. Congratulations, Kazuma. Looks like you're going to get to stay abroad at last. I know, I've been forever dreaming this day. Not just government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and success in the court. So you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. I'm really happy for you and proud as your friend. There's not a soul in university who doesn't know Kazuma's name. Living legend, it's like there's some mysterious aura billowing around in his temple. I want to bring about change in our own legal system. That's why I have to cross the ocean to see the real thing with my own eyes. The heart of the British Empire. Wish I could see it too. Then come with me. We'd have a whole time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's City of London together. If only it was that simple. Oh dear, look at the time. Better get going. Right, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little while longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow, then, partner. Straight after that, that's when it happened. So give me have a word. Professor, I didn't know you were coming. Well, this case has personal significance to me. Never mind that for now. Sogi. You should go immediately to the judge's chambers. To the Excellency's chambers? Why? I was looking for you before. You're advocating for the defense of the trial as a sudden decision. It seems there may be some confusion about procedures to today's result. Who is this guy, man? I feel as though I've seen him at university before. I see. I'll go at once then. I shall accompany you. I'll see you in the courtroom. Yes, thanks. Kazuma? This is awkward. I may. Yes, sorry. You must be the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, I believe. Naruhodo was in Japanese Phoenix Wright's family name, so the character I'm playing as is actually his ancestor. Yujin Mikotoba, Professor of Forensic Medicine at Yuma University. Professor Mikotoba, I've heard that name Kazuma before. So I recall I've been pushing to get the government to agree to Kazuma studying abroad. So you tell me about you, you're your best friends, I understand. As such, I feel you should know. Know what? Well, as you no doubt heard, Asogi has been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. However, she should fail to defend you in today's trial. I'm afraid that that permit will be revoked and never granted again. This is expected. You are unaware of this. I had a feeling Asogi may have chosen not to tell you. He agreed to defend me, knowing that if he fails, his dreams will be shattered. I don't understand. Why would the government do such a thing? The administration has to choose from a large number of applicants for overseas only. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even in the most favorable of circumstances. Don't believe it. I didn't do it, I swear. I'm not a murderer. I'm sure it's true, nevertheless. I can assure you that providing your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there are certain peculiarities about today's trial. Sorry? What do you mean? You'll soon understand once the proceedings are underway. But what should I do? Well, naturally I'm not going to suggest doing anything that could lead to a conviction. Good idea. As soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense. When that happens, you must answer before anyone else. You may say, I do. What will the question be? Surely not. Do you accept the accusations brought before you? Of course not. That'd be too easy. Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom. Defense lawyer in his trial. Of course, as the defendant, the final decision is yours. What are you waiting for? You don't want to be found guilty for failing to appear. This is it. If the trial goes badly, Kazuma's dream of studying abroad are over. And what more, I'll be found guilty of murder. embarked on that forgettable trial. Right, 26th of November, 9 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Courtroom 2. So this is a courtroom. Like, look at the people sitting in the public gallery. Lots of military and other uniforms in there. The powers that have deemed to be a secret trial. Again, the flaming headband is just killing me. Secret trial. A trial that's close to ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend. It's become clear in time. For now, you need to concentrate, Reno. Okay, it's about to begin. Oh God. Well, at least they changed the judge's design a little more. The court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Ouchie. Oh God. This is every other Ace Attorney game. The first prosecutor is always someone named Payne. So I guess this is supposed to be his ancestor, Ouchie. Yeah, because it was Gaspin Payne and Winston Payne. Before we begin the point of order, I'd like to confirm yesterday evening the defense made a last-minute request to change advocate. That's correct, Your Excellency. I made the request myself. In all procedures, the defense advocacy to be decided 2 days prior to trial. In usual circumstances, I would like to ask the final confirmation now. Who advocated for the defense in this trial? Advocate. This is it. This must be the question. Who's going to defend me? That's the question the professor meant. Then, if I say I do, I need to answer quickly. What should I do? I'll just do as I was told. I'm standing here, I hope it's clear who to defend this.
Yes.
I still am confused. Performed a card that I, Ryunosuke, will be defending myself. You'll be... What? What are you playing, Ryunosuke? Mr. Mikotoba, tell me. Just before the trial, he did what? He said that your dream of studying abroad would be dashed if you were to lose. How sad. It means you don't have to faith in me. You think I won't be able to get you off? No, it's not that, really. It's just that, well, on the off chance that this doesn't go well for me, couldn't bear to be the reason that you... Yes, I knew that's how you'd feel. Which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. Professor Mikotoba shouldn't have stuck his nose in. Very well, the court recognized the defense desire to advocate for himself in today's trial. Oh, he's even got the same, motion movements. Well, does the accused admit defeat already? Renouncing his own counsel? Really? No, say counsel. This is merely show defense innocence is so apparent he's confident he can speak for himself. And that's so Naruhodo-san. Oh, yes, exactly. Could be what I wasn't thinking. I'm not confident at all. The right nervous pose. But still, try not to look so bewildered. All from your universities to be brought before Supreme Court. You must have the perpetrator of the most heinous crime indeed. As you know, as I'm aware, this is the Supreme Court of Judicature in Japan. Accordingly, the very highest standard of conduct are expected of all present. Do I make myself clear, defendant Naruhodo? Yes, Your Excellency. Therefore, my duty to assess your confidence for the test has been taken. My confidence? What does that mean? It's questioning your ability to do the job. Well, he can't be questioning it more than I am. So let's start with the simple questions. Oh, yes. Let me state before the court the name of the victim in the case. It's easy enough. I heard his name more than times I like to remember. But, wait. Other people are going to tell me how to go through my inventory and all that. Inosuke? Let me guess. Your mind's gone blank. What gave me away? Well, this case can be found in the court records, but I can't even find that. It's simple. You can access the court records with the press of R1. If you ever find that you've forgotten something, just consult that. It's all there. Just press R1 for the court records. Alright, there's no time to lose. Press R1 to switch to themes. John H. Wilson. Everything you do in the current case can be found in the court record. You better not keep his excellence, but go on. Find the victim in the people section of the court record and press send. Try now. Kind of curious what they said. Second university, my best friend is by a student qualified, medical school professor, Imperial. He's authority to forensic medicine and Cosmo's mentor, Taketsuchi Ouchi. Lead prosecuting case who would appear to have little love for the changes the cultural reformation has brought.
Yes!
The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson. Well, at least you can remember the name of his name member of your own university. Visiting professor from England, invited to Yuma 3 years ago. British Empire. Present, our country's most valuable foreign ally. As most of you are aware, we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations. Can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation. Despite delicate circumstances, the blood of the English masters is built on our soil. Professor from the very institution that provides your education. You know honor. But I didn't do it. There's a speedy resolution to this matter. In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting England's policymakers. You're a convenient and expendable scapegoat to blame the crime. Charles. Likely, our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. All because the victim was an Englishman. National links and trees won't make any difference for me here. The fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime. Wait. I'm at the university. She's visiting professor from Great Britain. Don't know his name, but still should go and say hello. So I went over to the professor's table. Introduced myself to Dr. Wilson. Let me pose the next question to you. Defendant. How did the professor medicine lose his life? Gunshot to the chest. Okay. Single fire, close range, fatal hemorrhage, no exit wound. Bullet not pass through. Okay. Show the professor's kiss of death and select present. Come on, just do it like the regular turn. Just show my my button everywhere.
Yes.
Well, according to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma. Learned to read Imbecile's post-mortem report, I take it. It has not been updated, though. Yes, that's right. Post-mortem report. Once doctors dissect the corpse to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. Here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body and draws conclusions that way. Well, I'm not going to be tested on any of this later. Or is it assumed that the victim was shot at close range? Thank you, counsel. The court will accept the modern scientific evidence of the court. Record. Shot in the front and the chest and subsequently died. Clear spirit to drawing. No kidding. Very well, I'm satisfied with your answer. Let us start in the trial. Your Excellency. So without further ado, in order to better praise the court of the facts of the case, call the first witness who was there the crime happened. This is it then. You may have worked with the professor had in mind. Professor, you mean... Clearly you're the defense lawyer today, not me. But that doesn't mean... Well, I can still act as your assistant. Yeah, I've had prettier assistants in the series. Or isn't it? Maybe, but any help you greatly appreciate. Well, my first piece of advice is rein in that crazy look of your bewilderment and control the cold sweats. Only if you're wearing your crazy headband. Witness, state your name and occupation for the court, please. Of course. Satoru Hosonaga. And the waiter western style called the Carnival. The Carnival. Are you alright? Seem to be coughing up some blood. My appearance really doesn't bother me. Really, really should. The capital city, of course, was developed for foreign visitors some years ago. From a very fashionable district now full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests. This grim crime scene occurred in district so-called restaurants. Occidental Hillary 3 days ago. Understood. Sanaga-san, can I tell the court everything you can about the incident? I want, sir. And no petty interjection from the aspiring lawyer boy, please. Aspiring myself, but aspiring? Just at 2 p.m. the day of the question, a few dinners at a time. Lunchtime rush was over, and there was only 3 tables still occupied. So my memory went to... Wait, 3 tables. Kitchen, for some crockery and cutlery. Gunshot rang out, so I hurried out of the digging area, see what happened. An English gentleman slumped in his chair and standing immediately beside him, the gun in hand, was the accused university student.
Objection!
Okay, he's got as screechy as a voice as I thought he would. Assuming at the appropriate time, you'll be penalized, defendant Naruto. Wonder if it's going to be the life bar or just number of ticks. Now we must quietly listen to the witness. Oh, welcome, Commander Root. Without question, let's see, apart from the accused, was there anyone else besides the victim? No, there was no one else on the table but the deceased Englishman and university student. Wait. More about interjecting, but still.
Yes! Objection!
Accused is a mere student. Chance you're mistaken. Perhaps your memory of the events is hazy. Another piece of evidence. Let me see. A sketch of the establishment layout drawn by yourself. That's right. I'm afraid I used the back of my business card. And it was a turbulent situation. Let's see. The gentleman in question was seated alone. Thank you, sir. We'll take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Well, is there a problem with the plan of the court? Of course. Here you are. Well, that's suspicious enough. So the court. 1 minute. Four, 5, 6. Okay. I guess nothing right now I can do. Well, the gunshot was heard in the restaurant. The only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant in the trial today. It seems we're looking at a black and white case here. Excellency, if you would admit your guilt at this stage, the court would be willing to look mercifully upon you. In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of inevitable punishment. This waiter has sworn to explain death. Sworn defense if you determine to pursue matters further in the trial. Prosecution has precise evidence sworn witness. Present the crimes. Plead guilty at stage and hope for a more lenient sentence. Nope. You said it, Professor Mito said it. So as the judge and the prosecution. Yeah, but would you really trust that prosecution? I'm scared of the lights. Push them. I said from the outside, I believe you're innocent. I trust you, and yet, despite knowing that, you're willing to now throw your trust back in my face? Is that it? What? The accused is in fact innocent, then the defense lawyer is duty bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. You're just going to abandon duty? Or are you going to give up on yourself? Battle hasn't even begun yet. It's not guilty, Your Excellency. You better prosecution stop making empty threats and bring out its witnesses. They don't see how decisive the evidence is. You could be so reckless, you know, maybe call me a saint. But I can be a devil when I want to. Yeah, this is definitely the Payne's ancestor. Prosecution calls next witness. Very well, officer, bring forth the witness at once. Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupation for the court. Sir, bring new point in. You say I know us for duty. Myself, I found employed the purveyor of fine articles, including the Asian Nippon, and conduct my trade from Rasu Temple premises on the 2nd District, Kyoru Kurikataka service. Teak dealer and a soldier. What an unusual pairing. Gentlemen were present at the restaurant at the day of the question. Two diners at the outer table. Okay, so that explains that problem. Myself, I eventually take tea to the most exquisite aroma. The establishment in question, always post-noon, and not infrequently converse with interested parties regarding the curios which I make my business. I can't understand a word that old man is saying. He's an antique dealer, and it sounds like he's a regular. Several potential customers who may have interest in antiques and try to sell them. Because it's a high-class restaurant and rich clientele. Makes sense. To be honest, the sergeant looks more like he'd be a seller than a buyer. Talk about the precise moment. Affirmative. Give me a little... Yeah. What is he attacking the foreigner and what can be ascribed act of war, sir? What is that black uniform rogue infantryman over there? It's impossible to understand this yetter. But I'm almost sure I heard